Hello everyone. So welcome to my channel. This is Devan Insights, where we'll be talking just about astrology and only astrology. Yes, today in this session I'm sharing the knowledge which is related to the planets, and if they are afflicted in the chart, then what diseases they can give to the native. So let's start from sun. Okay, let me talk about the sun. So basically the sun, it is said that the sun is karaka for healing, and this is the reason why most of the time, uh, most of the time sun is actually considered as very positive, and it is a soul significator too. So this is the reason it represents the healing sciences, and this is the reason we are not able to attach any specific disease to this particular planet. But if sun is afflicted with Rahu or Ketu, it may, it might weaken your eyes. Okay, so it might give you the eye surgery or uh, any specs to your eyes, so something like that. So this is something that can be seen through sun if it is afflicted with Rahu or Ketu. Okay, so now let's move to the moon. So what does moon give if it is afflicted? So basically, if it is afflicted, then you will find a problem in hard cash as well. So flow of income will be very, flow of the money in the life of this native can be quite hard. But if we talk about the diseases, so this actually talks about very common issues like cold or cough, fever, so something like this. So which is very, which is very ordinary. So this kind of disease can be seen through moon. um, and and yes, so if in females, moon can also give the problems related to PCOD and PCOS, something like this. And if it is especially making any kind of relationship with Venus and also getting afflicted, so in that case you can see this kind of problems in women. And then now let's move to the Mercury. So as I mentioned, Mercury is something which talks about the nervous system. So if you are fighting from any nervous related problems such as epiphytes, which we commonly call as fits, so that can be seen through Mercury. So whether if it is afflicted, then yes, it might give you this kind of nervous system related problems. And yes, this Mercury is also karaka for skin. So if you have too much pimple or any problem on face or on skin, these kind of things can also be, any skin related disease can also be seen through the affliction of Mercury. Okay, and especially if Mercury is kind of making a strong conjunction or relation with Mars, then this what actually does is it naturally increases the blood, I mean the heat in the blood. And this is the reason why sometimes the blood can, kind of, due to overeat, the nutrients in the blood can go, and that might create pimples in your on your face or on the skin of your body. And also, uh, yes, basically this also can ruin the blood too. So this is kind of combination. And next, let's talk about Mars only. So yes, Mars, if it is written in chart, if it is kind of making any connection to the 6th, 8th or 12th, and also in transit. Okay, if it in transit to something which is similar to this kind of connection is forming, then at that point of time you might face the accident. Okay, so and any surgery can also be seen through Mars. So if any, if there is any, uh, if there is any problem is happening because of Mars, then it would be either related to accidents, wound. Okay, where blood is kind of flowing out of the body, and these kind of accidents and also the surgery these kind of things can be seen through Mars, and especially Mars and Ketu. So these both are the planets which are karaka for surgery. And yeah, basically both are karaka for anything that either surgery or any operation that we hear in medical industry. So this whole thing can be seen through this Mercury and Ketu. Okay, so now let's talk about the Venus. So in Venus might give you any problems which is related to, for women it might give the PCOS and PCOD kind of things. And especially Venus is very So this might give the problems which is related to the reproductive organs. So that is seen through Venus if it is especially making any kind of relationship with the eighth house, something like that. And then, so if we talk about Rahu, for example, so in Rahu, so what we commonly called as cancer. So these kind of problems or diseases can be seen through Rahu. The problem with the Rahu is here you can find out the disease, so you can discover what is the disease that the person is going through. But problem with this is you can't able to find the solution. So you can find what is the problem, what is the name of the disease, what is actually happening there, but you can't able to find the solution. That's what happens in Rahu case. But if you talk about Ketu, in Ketu case what happens is, in Ketu case you can't even able to discover what the problem is. You can't able to discover the disease only. So like why certain thing happened like this, and you can't able to judge, you can't able to discover what actually the person is suffering from, what is the disease. You can't able to just discover it. So if you can't able to discover it, then obviously it's super hard to find the solution too. And yeah, this is about Ketu. So I think now let's talk about Saturn. Okay, so Saturn can give you, see, Saturn can give both accidents and uh, surgery kind of things if it is connected to Mars. Okay, so if Saturn and Mars are connected, then this also can give the accident kind of things and surgery kind of things. And but Saturn alone, it can give the back pain, bone pains, like bone gets weakened with the age, so that is represented by Saturn. And yes, and back pain, knee pain, so these kind of pains which is related to body and organs, basically the bone organs. Okay, so these kind of things can be seen through Saturn. um I think we have covered literally every planet. So I think so Jupiter would be our last planet. So okay, so if it is afflicted, so Jupiter, if it is afflicted, it can give the problems which is related to breathing, such as asthma, something like this. So because in astrology we consider uh, the the planet Jupiter as Jeev Karaka. So that's the reason, it's just because of breathing only we are able to survive here. So that's why, so breathing pattern, it represents the Jupiter. So that's the reason if it is afflicted, then it might create problem in breathing pattern, so which can lead to problems or diseases like asthma and all. And yes, this can also give you the sugar, I mean the blood sugar, that which is we commonly called as diabetes in medical world. Okay, so because basically the Jupiter represents the sweet. If it is becoming over, matlab, if you are consuming too much sweet, then you can hit with diabetes, something like this. And this is also a kind of represented by Jupiter. And I think these are the planets and related diseases which we can see in astrology. I think if you're watching till now, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye bye.